Can you if you want to hold this, cool.
I just want to make sure that I'm not going to randomly shut it off.
No, that's cool. Yeah. Do you want to tell me who you are?
My name is Jody Tomchishen. I'm from Western University. I'm a student there in graduate studies. I'm also a member of PSAC 610, which is the TA union at Western. And I'm also involved with a group called London Student Coalition, where we're trying to fight these cuts, basically.
Okay, so you guys had a part in putting this together as well then, right? Well, along with OPSU?
Yep. Basically, I'm also on the London and District Labour Council as well, through my work through PSAC 610. And I know a bunch of the people at OPSU, and so we just hooked it up to basically put this together.
Awesome. So what brought you out here today? What are you guys trying to do?
So, if you're not aware, which you should be aware, the Ford government is cutting various basically aspects of OSAP. They're also introducing something called the Student Choice Initiative. And so both of these things are bad for different reasons. So with the OSAP thing, in Ontario, we pay the highest tuition rate in all of Canada. We recently, like with these cuts, Doug Ford also introduced a minus 10% on tuition. But even with that sounds good, right? That was like the first thing they did, and we think they did that as a way to soften the blow of the cuts that came down the line. But the idea was, the thing is, even with that 10% decrease in tuition, we're still the highest tuition in all of Canada. And even with that 10%, that's basically just going to defund the universities, right? So that tuition is now not going to the universities and not going to the colleges, and they're going to have to cut back on their part-time faculty and contract faculty, and that's going to harm workers. So that's also bad. Now the OSAP cuts themselves, they basically removed a bunch of grants. Removing the grants is bad because we used to be able to afford people who come from low-income backgrounds to give them free education. We'll no longer be doing that in Ontario. We're basically forcing them into the OSAP program, and which means they're going to incur lots of debt. I have my own student debt. I went to college, then did my undergraduate and onwards, right? And so with the OSAP stuff too, is they've made changes to it so that they removed the 6-month grace period, so people will have to start paying back their OSAP loans right out of university. We used to have a 6-month grace period where you could at least find time to get a job before you have to start paying that loan back, and now that's gone. So you'll immediately start accruing interest on that, which is also, again, it's going to put you more into debt. Now with the Student Choice Initiative, the one main thing that's bad about that is it's going to defund student unions. In fact, it's clearly an ideological move. Doug Ford basically said that he's doing this because he's worried about the crazy Marxist nonsense that occurs in student unions, which, I mean, part of me is like, we could use more radicalization in our student unions, but it's clearly not as radical as he seems to think it is, which is just an indictment of how out of touch he is with what's going on campuses. And this is further just him, the free speech stuff that he passed back in January is just a further step of trying to basically defund unions on campus and to basically silence the voices of students who basically don't like any of the things that he's doing, right? He wants to silence us, and so that was a long-winded thing. So
yeah, no, that was great. You said maybe faculty and staff will suffer. What other things do you think will suffer as a result of this problem?
Our society is going to suffer. I think basically what's happening already, I mean, university and colleges were already sort of set up this way, where basically only those people who had the money, who came from families with a rich background, were the ones able to go to university and college. This is just going to make that worse. And I don't want to live in a society where only the rich can afford to go to college, right? We want everyone to be able to go to university and college, because education is a human right. And I think that it improves civics, right? I mean, the fact, one of the things that you learn in university and college is not just your specific trade or skill that you're learning, right? You learn how to critically engage in research material and all this stuff. So it's like, by defunding these things, you're just basically creating people without the critical faculty that we need to have a more civically engaged public. And so that itself is bad. So I don't know if that answers that question.
Yeah, no, that was great. Awesome, thanks.